right, so
Is that supposed to be you?
that is right.
Is that a cigar in her hand or a hammer? Oh,
That's
no,
my wife. It's a hammer.
No, she's a hammer.
She's the.
Okay, yeah.
She's the one that can fix stuff. I just write the checks. But this is a deal I'm actually closing tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Monday. One of the two. This is what I've been doing for the past 3 years. Past 12 months, I've done about 90% of this. And I'm also a firefighter and a paramedic for the last 8.5 years. But this.
Thank you for your service.
Thanks, sir. Pleasure. I'm Brazilian, so that's where the accent comes from. Got here about 16 years ago. But for QLA, I'm doing assisted living facilities, which I'm combining the real estate knowledge with some of the paramedic knowledge. We're going to a lot of assisted living facilities as a fireman. It's the worst nightmare for a fireman is assisted living facility. So, to 2019, about 90% of my time was doing this, about 10% QLA. I have on my board, and I can show a little bit of that later on, if it's of any value to anybody. But for 2020, I want to focus more on the QLA as opposed to the real estate. And it's a great lifestyle income, but it's not creating the generational wealth that I'm after. Also, I got the idea from Jonathan to strip the real estate like the McDonald's model. When buying the assisted living facilities, kind of hand it over to my holding company, and then just buy the cash flow of the facilities. And that's just some market stuff we put together for this year. So past 12 months, we did about 16
Sir, in
property
McKinney,
acquisitions.
Texas?
McKinney, yes, sir. We did about 16 property acquisitions. The actual value of those acquisitions were about $4.5 million. Average transaction size is $300,000. I like to be in a house that's below the medium income. That way I can liquidate fast. It's a bigger pool of buyers as opposed to the higher ends. We buy them at 78 cents on the dollar, which means we have about 22% equity straight away. So total market value is about $5.4 million of the acquisitions we did today, minus all the liens of the debt. Our revenue, because of different property cycles and different exit strategies, it's very much like Marcus does, but on a very much smaller case. It's just my wife and I. We started a company just as buying stuff. So revenue for 2019, about 2.6 million. Gross margin 20 to 22%, and on net margins after we pay everybody off is about 10 to 12%. We currently have a small portfolio. We have about 8 single-family rentals, which is just great homes.
Sorry, you're saying you spent $4.5 million?
Yes.
And now your revenue is 2.6 million?
Mm-hmm. So we buy properties and we don't sell. I'm only counting the revenue when I sell. So I buy them, I fix them, they're distressed, I flip them. In 3-4 months, they're out.
Okay.
So it's different life cycles. And some of them I'll refinance out as my exit strategy, and I'll keep it as a rental. Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought you were doing. I thought these were bedpans. These aren't bed. These are just homes right now.
This is what I'm doing now.
You're going into bedpans
For QLA, yes.
for QLA, guys.
Yeah, I worked very little in QLA, unfortunately, this past 12 months. Next 12 months, I'm doing more assisted living facility, which kind of ties in, both kind of ties in together.
That's right. Gotcha.
And we have 5 notes. It's just, let's say I'll buy a lot for $4,000, and I'll owner finance for a motivated buyer at a premium. So I'll have some of those notes. So we have about 110,000 of those. That's just passive coming in. So this deal I'm closing either tomorrow or on Monday. It's a tornado home in Dallas. We currently got hit by a tornado. It's a high end, so it's usually I'll say a little bit lower than that. But on this one, I found it about 10 days ago, and the home is worth $795,000. We put in $60,000 into it, and I'm buying at $545,000. So our equity capture immediately is $190K, which is about a 23% gross margin. I'll hold it for 6 months. That includes my construction cost and my time that it sits in the market to sell. So we average about 4 months. This one's a little bit higher end, so smaller pool of buyers. So
What's the square footage of these houses?
this one is 2,996.
Oh, I didn't see, okay.
Yeah, the average, everything is historical data, and I'll show you an example of what I mean by that. But the average square foot in that neighborhood is 252 square foot. I'm buying at 183 square foot. And I'll show you pictures if anybody wants to see it. So my capital into this, my closing cost 3,000, holding costs, which is utilities, insurance, and property tax, is about 12,000. My capital cost, I raised all the money for this. It's all other people's money. I'm paying 43,000 in interest.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Why would you go into bedpans? Because for me, you sound like the Marcus Bauer of Texas.
I don't know about that, but thank you. I like this, but it just takes a lot. Big volume. I just figure out.
He does it as
I
well.
just figured with the same energy that I'm applying to this, I could apply it with hundreds of millions.
Could you just do bigger deals maybe?
I could, but
Is it
then I'll
because-
be moving from residential, because this is very, very niche based. Like I'm known on my local market, Little Square, they bring me deals before they list it, so I get first pick.
You sound like Marcus.
But are you pivoting because there's no consolidation?
No, I'm
Is it just
pivoting
like-
because Mr. Payne always says healthcare, and I figure assisted living facilities, there's tons around me.
Well, there's no consolidation in this model, you're just making money off.
There is, if, I have a little section at the end, how can I scale this, and I can cover that once I get there.
Yeah, but I mean, for a deal that takes him one house, 350 grand, he keeps it 6 months, and he finger parts with it, and he fixes it up, and then he flips it, and he's making 22% or, right?
Yes, sir, so on this
But there's
one,
no money involved.
right,
He does $1 million deal, he's gonna make 600 grand or 500 grand off of one deal. Yeah, I mean, the one, even the cheap end, healthcare scale, is 10, 12 times bigger than this. Apples and apples, 1 for 1.
which that's what I'm saying, it's a great income, but it's not what I'm looking for on the, I wanna get on that wall, and that's not gonna do it there.
But if you went more into like what Marcus does, like bigger homes,
I think the next step,
Because you
what
know
Marcus
it's-
does will be commercial,
you know
which
it's business.
ties in with assisted living facilities.
This is your home
So,
turf.
correct.
Yeah, but he's in the middle of one of the biggest belts of assisted living in the United States, right?
There's a lot of
In the
assisted living
smack in the
facilities.
center.
And you understand construction, so you need to
Yes.
get some.
Nobody ever really understands construction.
And
I know
also,
I don't.
We pretend to understand it.
And also, the biggest challenge with this is the inventory to keep up volume. These are off-market deals, motivated, they need to sell, they don't wanna sell. There's some type of either distressed property or distressed situation, so it's hard to buy 100 houses tomorrow, unless I'm buying a big package.
What about renting? Well, I'm sorry, no.
Alright, so on this one. So my gross profit is 134K, net profit, what I'll pocket is 91. Within 6 months, we'll do that, and the entire return on the deal annualized is about 31.5. We average a little bit more, but I'll show you in a second why this one is like this. So the total capital that I need for this specific deal is about 632,000. That includes my purchase price, my closing costs, my construction cost, holding, interest payments, everything. The total money that I raised was about 648,000 for this deal. I structured them differently. The first thing I do is when I see a deal is I lock it up on the contract. I have control, and then I see what exit strategy I can do from that. On this specific one, we just fix and flip because of the value. It's high, so that covered service ratio won't be a good buy and hold. So on this one, I did a first lien bridge, which Marcus talked about yesterday. He's got mezzanine finance, that's very similar to that. Short term, which I'm raising 516,000 on that. And then I do a gap finance on a second lien or second note from my investors that I have. And I'll explain that.
Now, if you didn't have investors and it was just your money,
Yes, sir.
so that 43,000 they get on that other deal you just showed us would accrue to you,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So then you would have gotten, you're not quite doubling your return, but you're increasing by 70, 80%. Am I saying this right?
About that. So I don't have anything on the deal, so my return is,
Infinite, I mean, okay, I understand.
if I didn't have any money, what I could do is just tie up the deal, have an option to purchase, and then find somebody that does what I do now, leave some meat in the bone, and, sell it to them. They give me a small fee, they take over the contract. We call it wholesaling in this industry.
And there are a lot of wholesalers.
Correct. And I was thinking on how it relates to KLA, maybe I could negotiate a great deal at, let's say, 7 times EBITDA, but I don't want to purchase on it. Maybe I can just bring in a private equity firm, have them pay me a fee, and they take over the deal. Just something I could relate into that.
3 or 4% of the mentees that, in the last 20 years have wound up going to private equity firms themselves. In other words, as a partner in the private equity firm, or in some cases, just a finder. We find deals at 3, 4, 5, 6. And instead of them exiting, let's say double that, they work for the private equity firm, and the private equity firm pays them, a fee per transaction. When you have unlimited amount of money, which a lot of the private equity firms claim to have, I mean, you can do deals. 1 a day is an exaggeration, but I mean, 1 a week for sure, maybe 2 a week. And if you're getting a fee, I'm not suggesting you go be a fee earner, but I'm telling some of the guys that find it too difficult, their emotional bank account, they can't do this, they can't do that, they can't make the calls. I mean, when you're riding around, pouncing around with $1 billion in your account, the deals find you.
I guess similar to what Roberto was saying,
Yeah.
the private equity guy that likes him.
Correct.
What percentage of purchase price would be the fee for one of those finder's deals?
On this, or for KLA, or for this?
For in this situation?
They're getting normally 3 to 5, 3%, 4% for the big deals, and 7 to 10% on the small deals. I believe, last study I read, the average 6%, finder's fees were 6% being paid from the small deals to the big deals. So, I mean, if you get 6% of $1 billion, it's quite a bit of money. It's not like standing up in front, and closing from the front and selling your shit in the back, but I mean, it's a living. He's mesmerized, he can't believe what he's reading.
For me, on the.
No. I'm breaking his heart here. I mean,
Have you got the?
let's,
I'm gonna shut up.
go ahead.
Just to get back to that, like I buy 78 cents minus repairs. So whoever brings me the deal, I tell them I don't care how much you make, as long as I can get it at 78 cents at my price. And I would imagine it'd be the same with the private equity firm. They don't really care how much you're gonna make as long as the numbers work out for them. That's how I look at this. So some people make 17% off of me right off the bat just for selling their option to me, but I'm still making my number and I have everything else in place. So on my first lien, I have 2 $5 million credit facility. It's similar to a line of credit, but it's not really a line of credit. They still underwrite the deal, and I'm at the mercy of whoever's underwriting the deal because they control the valuation, they control how much the house is worth, and everything is based on we call it ARV, which is the author repair value, and everything goes from there. So on this deal, I'm using I've done 17 loans with this lender, 100% performance. We always pay them back on time. We do 75% loan to value. They'll do up to 90% loan to cost, which means I need 10%. However, if I'm buying, no matter the cost, what I'm buying for, I need 10% no matter what. So 90% loan to cost. They charge me 1.5 origination points. I pay 8.25. Marcus was saying yesterday he pays anywhere from 6 to 10% for mezzanine, not the long term, which I pay more for long term. But it's 12 months, it's interest only payments. They usually close their file in 3 business days. There's no appraisal. They do a BPO, which is a broker price opinion off site. They're based in California, so there's no how it's gonna come back. But before we go into the deal, we look at 3 to 5 sold data, which that's what the appraisers and the realtors use in the area, so it's pretty solid once we get in the deal.
The broker price, is that something you get? or is that
So
something?
I know the market very well. I know that area, like I was saying, the average sold price is 252 square foot. So I know that I can prove that. So I know it's gonna come
No,
more or
I
less.
was just wondering because I mean, if you're getting it, I think with the brokers you can get any price you want.
You mean if they're asking me for my
No,
price?
who supplies the brokers valuation? That's something you
So
get. You
a
pay.
lender, any lender, they're gonna want a third-party independent valuation because they don't want any conflicts, right? So they're gonna order from somebody
Okay.
regional. How much is this worth? But they're not visiting I'm not delaying my big business days closing because my value here is the speed, right? The velocity of the cash. I got this deal in 10 days, and I'll close it on it tomorrow. In 10 days, everything's lined up in place. So that's the main thing. I say no appraisal because they're not sending somebody to inspect the property. It's all done offsite. No survey and no inspection prior to close, meaning they could give me the money and then I close on it and they show up the next day just to take pictures. On the second lien, so what I need, we call it gap finance, which covers the out-of-pocket expense. I pay a small acquisition fee to myself on the front end, kind of like Jonathan does. There's no underwriting. I raise this from individuals, which is usually self-directed capital, pensions. One thing that I did well was I got my fire chief into this deal, and I performed very well. He made 27% return, and I still made money. And he told everybody, all the fire captains, so everybody's lined up, ready to give me money. I have about 600 to 800,000 I could apply towards assisted living facility deal or something like that. And something I did was I gave him 1% referral fee for somebody that invested their first capital with me as a thank you. So he keeps referring me deals, and everybody else does after I perform. So I like to max 87% LTV. That's just me because I don't want them to be at risk. Second position, they're at risk of the first position being foreclosed. They will get wiped. So I mitigate that risk because I don't want to lose their money, obviously. So I myself cap at that, but they don't really know any better. And it's not a fund, so I'm just doing a deed of trust and a promissory note. So it's per property for security reasons. I always want to protect them, especially if I get sued. I had all these documents in place protecting them, not me. So that's what I do there. I pay 2 points. I pay 10% interest rate. It's either interest only monthly payments, or I do one big chunk deferred payment at the end. I prefer interest only, just because they see my check coming in every month with interest, and they tend to remember me that way. And I give them anywhere between 5 to 12.5% bonus equity share out of my net proceeds as an extra
Can I ask you
income.
something? Can I ask you? Why would you pay them 10% interest rate?
That's just staying competitive. And so their return, their internal analyzed ROI, the IRR, in average on my deals between 18 to 24. And I like to keep it that way. That's competitive. I could shop around big scale and reduce that. I don't care at this point because I'm not doing anything. I'm just feeding the machine.
And in the States, you're allowed to get people's money and invest it?
With a deed of trust and promissory note.
Is there something like that here as well? In the UK?
No.
It's attached to the real estate. I'm not.
I'd love to.
I get the money direct on my
You walk
account.
away from his,
I do both.
There are some guys.
you
here
can't
who
be
do
all things to all people. Focus on the few, not the many.
There is also retirement money in the U.S. It's called self-directed IRA. So if you work for a company, there's a 401k that you have to invest in bonds or certain investments to qualify. You could transfer that over to a self-directed IRA. It grows interest-free, deferred, meaning they're not going to pay any interest on it. And
No
it's
tax,
self.
there's no tax.
What's that?
There's no tax.
Correct.
You
They
said
pay-
interest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's no tax, so it goes tax-free,
Yeah.
tax deferred.
Because the money they're using is already post-tax, so they already pay their taxes on it, so they don't pay the taxes on the growth. But yeah. So
Why do you use other people's money? Why do you just do it? I mean, if I were doing it, Ron LeGrand is a mentee of mine,
That's right.
one of the great house flipper crooks that ever walked.
It's right there on the.
Oh, yes, he is. And he's only one half a step from that wall. But anyway, in a year, you wouldn't need anybody's money.
Hmm.
You just, instead of paying out to these guys, you just do it for yourself, and then it's self-contained. And the 10% he's worried about you paying them, I mean, ask the question about you paying them,
When it comes down to it, it seems like a lot, but I'm only using a very small portion of, like this whole deal, which is 652 that I need, I'm only using gap finance for 132 of it. So at the end, I'm paying $5,000 for that money.
Did you pay tax on the profit, cause it's
I pay capital gains, I just write it off with different companies.
in Texas, do you pay tax on primary residence when you sell your house? Or is tax free in
You
Canada?
do, if you hold it for less than 2 years,
Oh,
and it's a
variable.
homestead, you file it as a homestead,
Okay,
it's a less for capital gain.
okay.
But you have to live there more than 2 years to be able to file for a
Correct.
homestead.
And
if
this
you're
one,
over 55, you don't pay capital gains when you sell your house.
and this one is owned by a corporation, my corporation,
Oh, so,
and it's an absentee owner, so it's a non-owner occupied property, so I am paying taxes.
And if you're worried about paying tax, you're not making enough fucking money.
So that's pretty much my position model. Like I said, I pay anywhere between 70 to 78 cents. If I'm buying directly from my homeowner, I pay less. If I'm paying from somebody that's bringing me the deal, I'll pay up to 78 cents. I used to pay just 70 cents, but a lot of hedge funds coming in from Wall Street and from California getting into the single family space. So the competitive market has gone up quite a bit.
There's probably 10,000 people, at least 10,000 people in America doing,
Exactly. And you watch those
98%.
TV shows and everything.
Yeah.
Get into it. But yeah, so it's very competitive. So I do only single family, ideally 3 bath, 2 bath, between that square footage there, built in 1950 to 2000, brick. A desirable area. I don't want any abnormalities, anything that's unique. I want everything that any family would move into it, nothing special. I like to say my average sold days in the market is less than 90 days, which is pretty doable in my market. And then I like to do houses under 400,000 and below.
And the brokers, they come to you now because they know you're gonna take it off them.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So what I did was I created a Facebook group that it's completely free to join. I have 9,000 people as members. And I'm the only one that approves the post.
Yeah.
It's a little manual, but it's a big deal, so I get first pick at it. So if I like it, I'll say, hey, I'll just take it off your hands. We don't have to post this. That kind of stuff.
The Facebook group is targeting to who?
You just get just real estate investors that I don't allow guru postings and I don't allow questions. I only allow deals. So if you have a deal for sale, if you're looking to buy, come to my group. You can post there. There's nothing else, and it's geared towards that.
That's smart.
And after this, if you guys want me to, I can go in on how you would tie into the QLA model. But so yeah, I buy, like I said, motivated. They need to sell. They don't just want to sell. I do distressed property or distressed situations. Distressed property would just be lots of repairs, grandma's house. Every city's got a code violation or code enforcement. So if the lawn is overgrown, if any issue, they're gonna receive a code violation. I can go to the city and I can get that list. There's something in the US called a Freedom of Act, Information Act, in which by law they have to give me that. I can also go to the post office, and if I have a non-profit, I can demand the houses that are vacant, and I can get a list of that and just provide it.
Excuse me, Felipe, the Freedom of Act, blah, 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 you do that for what?
I used to get data from the county or from the
Freedom of
city,
Information Act. It's a national act.
in which it would be the same if you go to the Secretary of State saying, hey, I need companies that are registered as, home health care. I want all this list, and you have to give it to me, because it's, so anyway. Outdated homes, I target homeowners that have been living there for more than 15 years, that way there's equity there, they've been paying down their mortgage. And there's a way to do all this stuff, there's software, tons of software out there that does all this for you. Some of the distress situations that we do, some of the hardest one is the tax delinquent. I go to the county, they wanna get the property tax paid, it's behind. Even if I buy that, I have a first lien position. But those people are usually very motivated, so they wanna work out a deal. absentee owner, death, probate, list. There's also inheritance list, bankruptcies, all sorts of things.
Divorce lists are good for us. They're listed, you go to divorce, motivated sellers.
And I would also think living trust, you can pull up a list of the living trust transfers of ownership. You can scrub through that list and see there are assets or certain corporations that pass through. That would be somebody that you could approach, possibly some sort of motivation there, if they don't want the business.
Can you repeat that one more time, the list you said?
Which
When you just mentioned about the trust, is it?
Yeah, it's going, just receivership or beneficiary, whenever the living trust transfers over the ownership.
I'm sorry, did you say where we get the divorce list, like in Michigan?
So there's tons of software out there that does that.
Okay.
You can literally just search.
20% of QLA mentees are that divorce list.
You can just Google list broker, and there's tons of list broker
Why does that make
providers
me
out
happy?
there.
You know, that warms the cockles of where my heart would normally be. It warms those cockles, the little valves and shit.
The marketing, how I do the marketing, that's how I handle my approach for the lawyers and the board and LinkedIn and everything. I do one big, instead of cold calling right away, I do one big approach. I'll send 1,000 emails. I'll see who replied, and then I'll start working those who replied. If I don't get anything there, then I'll go back and do it again. But I do one big approach, and then from there, it's a little bit more selective or targeted. So I get a list, I skip trace, meaning I'll send the list out for the Philippines so they can give me back some phone numbers. I get the phone number, I record a 30-second voicemail sounding very unprofessional, very pausing a lot, so it seems natural, it doesn't seem recorded. I'll send that out automatically. I can hit send and send 1,000 voicemails with instructions to call me back if they're interested. I can also do text as well, very brief, not professional sounding, just, hey, are you looking to sell by any chance? Do I have the wrong number? Something like that. And then there's also social media lookalike audiences. I'll get the list and I'll upload it and I'll do targeted ads to that list to a specific, oh, you came onto me accidentally, or you're looking to sell your business, type of stuff. On this specific business, what I'm saying, it's kind of hard to find a deal. The funding always takes care of itself, like with the fireman pensions and all that stuff. Like this deal, I got it funded in about, it's not like White Marcus that he does it in 10 minutes, took a few hours, like 6 hours, and it got funded. Like I said, we always lock it up first, and then I have several exits, depending on what the type of deal that I have. And how do I scale this thing? It would really be developing a sales force for my acquisition side of things, which that's the hard part. I could bring in an experienced operator to do what I do. My wife, she does the interior designing type of stuff. I can show some examples of her work, and I do everything else. So I could bring in somebody that does what I do. And I could also launch a small fund, just a PPM, raise 10, 25 million from accredited investors only, and then use it the same way that I'm doing now. My chairman for QLA, he's a big hitter type of guy, real estate. He's like a transactional junkie, and he'd be interested in doing this with me. He's a lawyer. He could also manage all that for me. And then I'll bring in a fund manager to do the governance, and somebody that raises capital from family offices. I also have another board member. He used to work with the Bush family, very well off, and he said he's got lots of relationships in those family offices if we want to tap into that. And then lastly was the backdoor method to get in these leads. If I start lending money on, you know how I buy at 78 cents minus repairs, I could start lending at 75 cents minus repairs. If they don't pay, I'll just foreclose and take a deal, plus high interest as well. So that's also how I could scale this thing up. This is something with Jessica's presentation, I came up with this idea. So I call this tag offer, I call it compressing the gap. I get a lot of people that call me that say, hey, I know you buy houses, I'm selling my house, can you pay full value? They're not motivated, it's a retail. So I do the shock factor. It doesn't take very long. I have the data sheet, I plug in just a little bit and it spits out 5 offers. So I can anchor them at a certain point at 100% finance, or if they want, my price, then it's at the lower end. So for this example, I give one all cash offer, because my credit facility is the same as cash. I don't have any finance contingencies, so it works pretty much the same thing, so cash is king type of stuff. So one of them is all cash offer, and then 4 out there are one of finance options. I never wanna pay 100% full value, even if it covers, that service, just because of my exit, because if I need to exit, then, I'm stuck with it. Which I was very worried about overpaying when I first came to the seminar, but following the PLA model, that shouldn't really be an issue.
Can you make that larger?
Bottom right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so one of them is all cash offer, which is gonna be what I talked about, like 75 cents. And then the other one, I can start going up a little bit more. So I'll pay up to 90% market value with 0 down, and then I'll throw a term out there. This could be completely done. If I am doing this, it needs to be a cheaper house, because I need to cash flow, or at least needs to carry the debt. There's 2 ways that I can cash flow. I can either rent it, or I can do what's called a wraparound lien around it. So let's say I finance this deal using commercial debt at 80%. I have a loan for 80%. I can do a wraparound lien, wrapping the whole thing at a higher price, and it is cash flow that way. What I like about that is there's no liability on my part. I'm just a bank, so I just make a spread between my debt service and what I charge. If that makes a lot of sense.
Can you explain that one more time, the wraparound lien?
Yeah, so let's say I buy this for $10 and I use 100% finance from somebody. He's paying me, he bought it for $10, I pay him $1 every month. I sell it to Marcus, hey, I'm gonna sell it to you for $12. You pay me $12. You pay, how much was I paying him? $1? You pay me $1.20. So now I'm out of the deal and I wrap this whole thing. I make 20 cents, I pay $1 to him, he's giving me $1.20 and I'm out. No liability on my part. If he doesn't pay me, I'll foreclose, I'll take it back, I'll do it again, and then I have the money that I already had. Make sense? A little bit?
Yeah, so basically, okay, yeah.
So, once you do that, the first lien has got a consent. So I have 40 pages worth of paperwork that they sign and acknowledge that there is an underlying lien, all that stuff. So these are just different scenarios of what my offer would be. The main thing I want them to anchor on is my option A, which is the highest price that they would get, and pretty much 100% finance, because it's the whole, your price, my terms, or the lowest, which would be my price, their terms, which would be just a full cash.
Which one do you want them to do?
I don't care.
Oh, you don't care.
Yeah, using, I'll share a QLA example using her 20% minimum. I don't care if you want 100% or 20%. Okay, so I don't know if you guys want me to get into the translating into the QLA type of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So I would think what I saw my board members on, they buy in the model, no problem. And I really say, hey, I can really find these motivated guys because I've been doing it in the real estate, so I know how to market for these people. So the way I think is, where would somebody that's motivated would hang out? If, state lawyers or divorce lawyers, family offices, also conventions in their trade show or social media. There's software that you can go to a Facebook group, extract your Facebook ID, and then do a, DevOps stuff, which is just multi-level touching on the follow-up on the marketing. The same thing, creating a Facebook group. There's tons out there on your industry that people just go in there to vent, to talk about problems, administrators, all sorts of stuff. You can get in there, extract all that data, and then start marketing to them. Also, how do business brokers get their listing? I would duplicate their sites or their messages, and I would say, hey, instead of listing the business, I can buy it and take it off your hands. So I would see how they get their business besides just relationships, and I would mirror that.
Right.
So certain keywords, SEO, I see the searches that are popular, how to sell my healthcare company, how to sell my assisted living facility, and I would target that. So with that, I would create each online asset with the SEO keyword. So these are all mine that I have registered. I'm going after assisted living facilities, memory cares, and skilled nursing home. So that takes a page tailored to what they want to hear. Oh, I can sell this, I can get full market value. I list my team, I list my lawyer's background and my accounting firm, which is all healthcare specific. So I'm already using their track record, although I haven't done anything. So all those websites are tailored for that. And then advertising publications, like John mentioned, he did an advertisement for his industry, which there's tons of magazines, and it's not very expensive to do.
So you're getting a lot of deal flow from all this stacked on top of each other, I assume.
Well, I didn't do a whole lot of QLA for the past 12 months because I was in real estate, so now my focus is on this. I really want to take off. The deal flow is just gonna.
Stacking all these things is gonna create an insane amount. We'll be looking at deals all the time without really getting a whole bunch of phone calls.
That's it. So my stack offer example, which I put thank Jessica to give her credit, was 5 offers in 1 LOI. So I can scan a business listing even with a broker, and I can have a virtual assistant do this. Just type in the data, and I will start my first offer to shock them at 20% less the asking price, just so they think they are negotiating, but they're really not, because it's all just automated, copy and paste. At least it will get an engagement going on a negotiation, which is the whole approach of a big shotgun approach and see who gets back to me. So I do the first offer, 100% financing, 20% less than the asking price, whatever the asking price is, even if it's 20 times a multiple, at least it's a lower offer and we can start engaging, and they're already anchored at 100% financing, so they're already interested. On top of that would be my sales presentation, my DAX slide, which I can show you what I do in real estate, which I could do the same with the QLA. But, so I do 5. I do 100% seller finance, which the biggest thing would be I can close fast, 21 to 45 days. That would be the highest selling price.
So do you set this up one after the other? If they say no, then they get the next one.
So I haven't done this yet. I'm just now going to start implementing this. I would do an intro, saying, hey,
This is amazing.
I'm interested in this business. This is usually what we buy it at. Oh, and by the way, this is my board. I have 218 years of experience. We've done 7.8 billion in transactional volume. These are all the people that we represent, which my company is. My profession is taking people public and all that stuff. And by the way, this is usually what we buy it at. If you're interested, get back to me and we can talk some more. And then from there, we can start a conversation. So 100% seller finance is going to be my highest offer. In this example, I just used 4 times EBITDA. And then I just created whatever. It doesn't really matter. I want them to take that first offer, but all the other ones are open. So 10 years amortization, 2 to 5 years term. I put it on top. All offers option to refinance at 80% LTV, and the 20%, whatever she uses, is subject to warranties and extra presentations. And then I can refinance you out in 18 months, no payments for the first 3 months. So that applies to all of them. And then my other 4 are close to 6 to 8 weeks. And then I just decrease a quarter on each one. So my last one is going to be the lowest price, but it's going to be the 20% seller finance and the 80% cash or commercial finance. And then I just threw in a higher amortization at the end. So even if they choose that one, it's how you start. So you can just do it however you want. But the main thing here, I think, is just to create that interest, and you're posturing and anchoring them right away.
Does everybody understand when he's saying anchoring?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can compress the gap from there.
Sorry. Anchoring.
Anchoring meaning, if you go look at a house and it's a piece of shit, the next house you're gonna look at that's somewhat average, you're gonna think, wow, this house is amazing, because you compare it to the piece of shit.
Gotcha.
If I anchor you at a high sales price that you're asking for, you're gonna be like, oh, I can give my asking price. It's 100% finance.
Gotcha.
Okay, I guess I could do that. I'm getting what I want.
Yeah.
But then if they don't anchor that, my other office still looks good anchoring everything together. But just painting the picture, how I want it to.
That's called anchoring, but there's something else where if
I might just be using the
no, no,
wrong
no,
word.
no, that's not, but just as just you may not be able to use this, you may. But if you have an offer, which is kind of a red herring offer,
Mhm.
that you're not interested in whatever, but it makes your one, the one that you
Exactly.
want them
Exactly.
to have,
Yeah.
really good. Is that what you're talking about?
That is what I'm doing, but I don't care whichever one to choose here. In this case.
Oh, that's very strong.
Because it's your cash flow.
Whatever one they choose, he's making a sale.
Yeah.
It's very strong.
Yeah, and I can say, if they choose, let's say, hey, I'm really thinking about doing number two. I'm like, well, yeah, number two, I put that there, but I don't know if that's the right offer. Just so they think, oh, well, what do I need to do to make the right offer? Try qualifying and start that conversation. So you can, even though you can, yeah, I'll do it, but at least engage in that.
But I actually thought you said you prefer number one.
I prefer any of them.
Okay.
Because none of them is gonna come out of my pocket, right? Either one, they all have seller finance, so they should all work.
What does prime rate mean?
You just, whatever prime rate, so whatever the feds dictate, you can go Google a 10-year mortgage, the prime rate, the market rate is, it changes every week, every day.
Depends on bank too.
You can tie this in within the spreadsheet that pulls the data from a source, an API somewhere, and it just populates every day. I could create a nice little QLA.
My right here is LIBOR.
Okay, so that's it. And then I can just show you some examples. So on this deal that I'm closing, right? Those lenders that I have about 160 of them. I captured them from, I have to be careful with security laws. It's not an offering, so I can only send this to people that I have a relationship with. So I don't advertise, hey, I'll pay you 12%, I'll pay you this and that. So I gotta be underneath the table. I gotta know you. If I had a public fund that's for non-accredited investors, then yeah, I can go, hey, I'll pay you 18%. Or if I had a fund for accredited investors, if you qualify for it, then we can discuss. On this case, I'm just using that example. I have 160 people in there. I've probably done business with about 40 of them. 100% performance. I performed on every deal that I quoted them, and I'll show you how they see this. So as soon as they opt in on my website, they get into my autoresponder, and I build value through here. I educate them on tax deferred interest, retirement funds. I show them cases. I build a report. I show pictures of my wife. She's beautiful, so they get to see that. They don't have to look at the
These
funeral
are
home guy.
potential investors in the deals, right?
These are potential investors. And that 1% that I paid for referral goes a long way, because they always remember that. And I always do what I say I'm gonna do to them. So I always come through. So as soon as they land in here, they start receiving, these goes out every other day. So I just control what I want them to see. And these are recent deal case studies with actual HUDs, closing statements, copies of checks, the lenders getting paid, all that stuff. All the little awards that I won, which is all just marketing bullshit. It's all in here. Make them feel warm and fuzzy.
All these are accredited investors.
What's that? No.
No.
Some of them are accredited, but I don't qualify at that point. Because right now, on my website, I'm only offering educational. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Would you be interested in learning more? My elevator speech is usually, I buy deep discounted properties. I secure them. I never use any banks. I use only idle cash and retirement funds. And I usually pay.
Idle cash, God, I haven't heard that in a long time. That's good, that's the throwback to the 70s and 80s, idle cash.
And I tell them, I usually pay 9 to 12 times bank CD rates, which a bank in the US might pay you 1% or 1.25%. I'm paying you 18%. So it's even more than that, but I only say 18 times that. And that way I'm not getting in trouble with the securities saying I'm paying you a percentage. It's times CD in average.
Do you have the landing page?
I do.
Yeah,
You want to see it?
Yeah.
I'm not as good as you on that department, so.
I'll give some feedback if you want.
I love that.
Now, this is a reasonably sophisticated methodology he's doing.
Nothing.
Now, okay. Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
it's good. It's very good.
I know, the paramedic fireman shit, but this, I mean, this is pretty smooth. that part is it, but
There should be Wi-Fi. Seminar room, yeah.
Dan, I have a question meanwhile.
some of the guys on YouTube says I should charge for a Wi-Fi here. Your buddies on YouTube? Yeah. I just made me think of that, but I said
Because
that'd
they're
be
not
great.
here, that's
Yeah.
why they can say that.
That's it.
And I wrote this, so it's kind of crappy. It's not my native language. I learned English 16 years ago. So.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's the domain?
Casa Deals Invest.com. Casa Deals is the name of my company. So I have all Casa Deals, right? Like if I'm selling a deal, I have Casa Deals Home Buyers. I have Casa Deals Owner Finance Buyers. I have CasaDeals.com. It's all little brands from the different portions of the business, which then would tie into the QLA model as in one of the online niches that I talked about.
What did Google to drive them to?
Yeah, I don't spend any money with this. I don't do any advertising, nothing. Facebook and social media, I drive a lot of that stuff. Like every time I go visit, each property I visit 2-3 times. I don't do anything. I just go to visit and pay the people that are working. I have the Brazilian, my brown people working, and they're pretty good. So every time I go, I'm always just taking. I have my wife take pictures because she can't do anything else. So she does that, and I just post and say, "Hey, we're visiting this property," and then it just drives a lot of traffic, and then I just follow everything through. So yeah, so the Facebook page is attached to that.
So in a nutshell, people come here, or that page that you showed us before, was that kind of like,
Attached to that. Hey, Rehabber?
Yeah,
That's
so
the
as soon as they put their name in here, I don't have to do anything. It goes to my autoresponder,
okay,
and then
that's
it
all
goes,
responder, okay.
it goes everything in here. So as I close deals, I go ahead and add it in here, so it's more recent and it's fresh. And I take all sorts of case studies here, from mobile homes, from lots to, I think the largest deal I've done was like 800,000
You
in a
write
single
your
family.
own deals? You write your own?
My own
emails?
stuff, yeah, nobody else's. Oh, if I write-
Copywriters.com.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I can use that, because I'm not very good at that. I'm very silly, and I say silly stuff, and people.
Subject line is.
Yeah, I know, right? I could use your help with
She's a good
that.
salesperson.
Which I have another deal we can talk about some other time. But anyway, so they go in here.
Can you show us an example? Just click on one.
You need to pay.
Yeah, well, I'll show you one that I seen here.
Let me take a deep breath first.
Okay, here's one. So this is a deal I closed, right? It wasn't, I say everything. Arlington, I had 2 investors on that one. They each made 27% in 173 days, right? So I go underneath and I do this snapshot. This is what it was before when we bought it. This is what it was after. I always do something silly, something stupid, like counting money and stuff like that, so they get
Your
a
wife,
little reaction out of it.
your wife has taste.
What's that?
Your wife has taste.
My wife, that's 100% my wife. She is all into it. She spends hours doing research and I pay her out of the things.
I bet
She's
so. I
the
bet
one
so.
who
No, she liked the last seminar that I went, because I kind of went all out when we went home. And he's like, hey, you should go back there again. Do some shopping when you get back. I bought a new truck, I did a bunch of stuff. But anyway, so I go underneath, and then I do the breakdown. Amount invested by private lender, 59,000. Amount return, total lender profit, the gain on investment, and then the annualized gain on investment. And then I give the address, I give how it all came out, what the entire deal was. We bought it at 218. We put 47 into it. We sold for 336. Gross profit was 70K. We made a 21% margin. And then I always do my, hey, if you know anybody, I pay 1% of total capital raised on the first one. So people are referring it back.
Give an example.
Yeah, exactly. So I go one step further. I put C acquisition HUD. It shows exactly the purchase price when we bought it. You can see I'm not lying. It's my name in there. It's my signature. It's got everything laid out. And then it says when I sold it, this is how much we got it for. Sometimes the value doesn't reflect all the loans and the liens. So I'll put one of these and I'll put like 3 liens as long as it goes up to my value, 87%. I'm the licensed realtor, so I only pay a buyer's agent commission. So that kind of helps with the margins. So that's what it sells. It shows, yeah, that's what we sold it for. And then underneath, it's got a little bit more pictures. This was like a 60-day job for us.
Wow.
So So this is the kind of stuff that when I go visit, my wife just takes pictures and then I just post all this stuff on Facebook. And I just ask silly questions like, hey, do you guys like this type of color? Or would pink be better or something? And people just start engaging and they start following and going into the funnels. And I mean, we have tons of this. So with the autoresponder, they just get hit constantly with case studies. And they love seeing the before and after pictures. So this we spend $25 a square foot. So I got all my costs pretty.
Have you considered just now and again adding either your wife or you in the picture?
What's that?
Have you considered adding yourself or your wife in the picture? Because you're really good at getting them to contact you. And if they saw your face, a real human being, the responses might go through the
I
roof.
would do a video.
Oh, yeah, video.
Oh, video?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like when I have a video just walking through.
Live.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I can do that.
I know
I think I'm quite there. Yeah, I don't want to say if you want. I just want to be behind the scenes. And she can be the
As
face.
soon as it's a real person.
Be careful, otherwise Grand Cardone 2 is in front of you.
It's good.
That's amazing. I want to be more like a
High low heads is
But so
Now,
nice.
now, and of course, this is me. Go back to the picture of the house, please. No, the actual house, what the house looks like from outside. That little chicken shit, or something right there. There are at least 10 people on the planet, Ron LeGrand and 9 of his mini-Rons, that give courses and doing exactly what he's done. And they've got, they have their gigabytes, and all the paperwork. And then you take them on an actual tour. You load them up in a bus. You take them. They take a house, not a house nice as looking as this. And I went on one of those, a couple of those tours, wearing a 3-piece suit. And of course, Ron wouldn't get an air conditioner in the bus because it cost more money. So I mean, it's like 110 degrees in Jacksonville, Florida, and everybody's wearing shorts and t-shirts. And I just come from the airport. And when we drove up to the house, the front of the house was with plywood over the windows, the doors, etc. Okay. It took 3 grown men to pull the plywood down off the front door. The plywood came down off the front of the stench, the filth, the excrement. The fumes come rolling out of the house. And then when we walked, we had to walk because the floor had rotted away. The toilet and the tub had fallen through the floor. It had rotted away. There was a hole in the ceiling about a quarter as big as this ceiling, like this. And so then he asked us how much it was going to cost for us to fix this up and sell. That was the question for the 38 people in the, and they started like 50 grand to 150 grand. Okay? Ray Rock, who was the right-hand man back in those days, said $7,000. Ron said $4,500. He was on a piece of paper, not saying it out loud. I said, I have no idea. A couple $100 grand? What do I know? $100 grand?
My own heart.
You need a contact.
Yeah, and then he'd say, okay, then you buy used toilets, used tubs. There's a place where you buy used, okay? To replace the floor is $60 in the bathroom. And to replace this, and then dark green carpet. Why dark green carpet? Because that's the thing that they buy the most, and it's the hardest to get dirty. And certain kind of paint. And when we actually did the house, we did it for $6 grand. That's $6 grand. And he used to buy houses. And this on fax machine, we make 50 to 150 offers on a Friday. Unseen, sight unseen houses. Low ball, shock and awe. Not as sophisticated as his 4 offers. Of course, this was before Facebook and all this. And we sell 15, 20, we buy 15, 20 properties. And then we sell to wholesalers to make 10, 12, 15%. Hundreds of houses a week. Hundreds. Without seeing anything. And I didn't believe in the system until I actually went and I saw all this. And I could never clean the suit enough to get the stench out. Okay? And my fancy shoes, walking through the shit. But I mean, there are guys that got rich doing this. I mean, not generational wealth, but have made many millions of dollars. And they used to think in the 70s and 80s, they're going to run out of houses. okay? Now, we got twice as many houses now as we did 25 years ago.
Okay, so,
Now that's, see, I'm being sarcastic now. Now see, that's a big house to most of you guys, see? You're shaking your heads, or, see, most of you, I'm being sarcastic now. Most of you live in what's called cold water flats. Cold water flats is you put your milk out on the windowsill to keep cold. You couldn't afford electricity. This is a great model though. He's got a great little deal here.
thanks, sir. So, well, what I was saying, when I have a deal,
The early bird.
okay, so this is the deal that I just went over. So when I have a deal, when I lock it on a contract, even before I get the funds, I'll send out an email to my list, because I have different options on how they can fund it. So I put a picture of the front of the house, I write a pretty good summary of what we are doing, what type of repairs, research about, so all the due diligence is built in the sales presentation. So there's no doubt, every objection they could have, I'm addressing here. All of them.
So you're making 50 to 100 grand a house.
It's about, it depends how much you sell it for, but 12% net.
Okay, no, but forget the 50 to 100 grand.
Sir.
Okay, without him telling 12%. Okay, so and that's great, 50 to 100 grand every time he turns one of these. Isn't it? You know, it's a great living. It's not generational wealth, but it's a great living. So how does he do 500? Or no? So how does he triple, quadruple? Salesforce, you already talked about that, getting Salesforce and all that. But all that time and effort put in that is he would make 100 times more money in assisted living or whatever. Anyhow.
That's my thing.
Yeah, well, you're right about that. Because you're not going to be making 50 to 100 grand on acquisition. You're going to be making 500 to $1 million on acquisition. And it's a lot of large numbers. It's a no-brainer. But I mean, this is one of the best ones I've seen. He's done a good job. He's done a good job. And the reason he doesn't want a brown face on there. He wants a white face. It's like you go to Beijing, they're all white people in those commercials. There's a reason for that, you know? And so, but yeah, he could put his wife
My
there,
wife is
just
white,
as,
so that works.
yeah, and just like Marcus suggested. So there's ways to fine tune it, but I mean, the same effort put in the assisted living, and he's in the middle of a gazillion of them. I mean, a gazillion. Texas, Oklahoma, that New Mexico, there's just a gazillion of them.
But are you just going to shut this down now?
What's that?
Are you going to shut this down?
No, I'm gonna keep it. I just plan to allocate my time a little better. So I want to spend 40% of my time in this, 60% in QLA.
You're so thorough, it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
organized.
Thank you.
But maybe consider your logo, rebranding it maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually.
because I think you're better than that logo.
The Casa Deals one?
I think you should have that logo.
Yeah.
Because you're about as good as that logo. I mean, you know, now he was doing it very British, in a British way, he'd be so polite, you know. Now, rap wouldn't put it that way, you know. So how long have you been doing this?
This model about 3 years. I've been in the industry about 11 years, doing other stuff, but closing myself 3 years.
So why do you need your paramedics job?
I got in 2008, my paramedic job, when it was down. I needed
Mark
something.
was falling in the toilet.
Yeah, and I always wanted to be a firefighter. And it gives me fulfillment out of it. I like it. I only work 10 days out of the month. I'm 24 on, 48 off. At the fire station, we run 13,000 calls a year, but I still get downtime. They have Wi-Fi. I take my laptop. I still get stuff done while at the fire station. So I kind of double dip a little bit.
My kid brother, who's the number 2, not the chief of LA County, but the number 2, is the only guy, he's been there 30-some years, that didn't get involved in real estate. Because all the not all, but a lot of the firefighters got involved in real estate. He said, I'm the only guy that doesn't have a big real estate portfolio of the...
He doesn't like that now.
No, he doesn't like it now, but he'll probably be chief next year. But it's a natural for firefighters because of the hours for them to get involved in this.
Yes, sir.
A lot of firefighters are great golfers too. They have a lot of time to play golf, and but I mean, you've done well. But 50 to 100 grand. Now, this is me. I would take a shit for 50 to 100 grand. Literally, I would take a shit. I'd hold it in me and wait till the next 7-Eleven down the street. You know what I mean? I would see ants fuck for 50 to 100 grand. And I mean, for 500, man, I probably still wouldn't. For $1 million, you can get my attention a little. You know, I'll wake up, I'll give you the Dan Locke smile, and I'm ready to be high ticket booger. But we've got to shift. Remember that 80 grand that they stand there trying to figure out for the preacher man? Now, I can tell you like this model. Everybody in this fucking room likes it. But this is a peasant model for peasants. It's a road to permanent poverty. But everybody in this room just about likes it. And you've done a great job. I'm not taking anything away from it. But I want you to like, love, lust after tens of millions. Not 50 to 100 grand. And how did I figure out 50 to 100 grand? And with the greatest respect, only poor people talk about percentage. 8%, 12%, 27%. I never heard Ken Lango, my billionaire buddy, or Ross Perot when he was alive, ever talk about, well, I made 14% on my money. Yeah, I made 41 million over the weekend, Dan. How'd you do? Poor people talk about percentages. Yet, I mean, every one of these fuckers gets money from them. Before they leave. I'm going to allow you to do it. Get money from them.
So once I do get the deal funded, I send out an email right away saying it's no longer available to create that scarcity mentality.
That's a good idea. That is good.
So we're usually when I send a deal out, it gets funded right away because they know. So 1 or 2 hours, they're texting me. Like this guy, I had closed this deal, it had been funded, and then he's asking me if I would consider an additional 33,000 just to put it in there. So it really creates that much. And I say yes, by the way, on that one.
Well, he said 33 million.
It should be 33 million soon. And then going back to the QLA. So
Consortium, where'd that word come from? Healthcare consortium, I know that word.
Close to here. So, actually, let me share an example of the Facebook group I was talking about. So this is the group I was talking about. So 9,000 members, and I approved first, and it's only deals. So you could create something similar to your industry, whatever it is. When they post a deal, I look at it first and I get first dibs to see if I want it or not.
Is it in certain area?
I only do DFW, North Texas.
Okay.
So this one is targeted specific to that. But I'm saying you could create something similar. Like I've already started joining assisted living communities.
Yeah.
And I've started just posting. I haven't blown out where I want to blow it out, and people have started to email me asking for my valuations and stuff like that. For example, so SOAR Healthcare Group is the name of my healthcare company. So there's nothing there yet because I'm still building, but I just started posting ads into the sharing publication news for senior housing news and stuff like that, just so people, once they land in here, they'll see that we somewhat know what we're talking about. And then every once in a while I'll start. It's all automated, right? So I have software that does all this. I don't do it manually. And then every once in a while, I'll say, "Hey, have you thought about selling your
What was that
business?"
picture? Where was that? No, one with the belly button. Oh, I thought, anyway, I was just wishful thinking.
Wait, that's not good yet. Same thing with LinkedIn. There's tons of groups in here for your local association, whatever it is. And same thing, I created LinkedIn pages for the business itself. A lot of people are on LinkedIn. And a lot of my board members they've asked to be credited, linked to me, so they can start talking with investors and stuff like that. And same thing here. And lastly, so I did a little website, just So people, lenders, they like for you to be listed and have phone number and mailing addresses and everything else. And then I put my board here.
What is sour mean, or sour?
Soar is just, my last name is Soros, so
Oh,
Soar.
you just, okay. Now, now, see, in Texas is one of the only states that now they have integration, they'll have an Asian in the ad and a black person in the ad, but in Texas, it's mostly all white people in the ads. Because the South shall rise again. A lot of white people.
Yep, I'm the only brown one.
Right in the middle.
Keep it that way. But anyway, so that's about it.
You done a good job. You done a damn good job.
Texas sounds good.
I'm looking to hear you my next tax free. Success.
I'll take it.
Yeah.